he has to deal with. It's just a lot of projectiles. It's just more of how do I get in against a character like Hero? I mean, Koopa, you probably know this matchup familiarity a little bit more than I do. What should we be expecting from Haven's side of things?
Probably, pretty typical Wario stuff. A lot of weaving in and out of space with things like, neutral air, forward air, taking advantage of your high air drift against a character like Hero that's kind of forced to stay stagnant, more often than not. Hero's frame data, when he's able to get his hands on you, he's obviously a very dangerous character. But if you're able to get around that and, not worry too hard about, the menu spells and everything else that Hero has to play with those big normals, then you should be all right.
Yeah. See, like right now, what's going to be the most important factor is making sure that Hero never has stage control. You don't give him center stage, because the moment that he has you off stage and he just has full stage control in his favor, I mean, you're kind of limited to your options. There's not really much you can do, but it seems like Haven showing no signs of stopping, not showing any fear whatsoever, just getting in his face whenever he finds the opportunity to do so. And now it's Psych Up on in Hero's side. It's more of a, can he find the hit, which going for down tilt and using Psych Up there, I'm not really sure that was the best option to go for there. The patience,
I think
though.
it's one of those, it's definitely one of those things where it's like, your opponent starts anticipating, like, okay, they probably know I'm looking for a big swing with the Psych Up, so yeah, at some point you have to hit them with something. So, it's one of those things where I guess they'll just kind of take the trade. Accelerattle's going to add a little bit of an interesting wrinkle, or at least it did for that, those 12, 15 seconds it was out. And that's, that's the thing. The pace of this game is going to change so many times as the Psych Up throw, the upsy daisy, gets the job done. But, that's exactly the sort of thing that Haven's going to have to adjust to on the fly, is just like, the different conditions, win conditions that Hero's going to have throughout the course of this set is going to be a little bit overwhelming at times.
Yeah, and Sola right now, just using his projectiles to his advantage. Just, when you have a lead, it's not really much you have to do except just utilize all the tools in your arsenal, of course. And right now, Sola just doing a good job, making sure that his MP is up on lock, make sure he has enough so he can pull out anything and everything he now has. The oomph coming into a factor right now. And at Haven, sitting at 117%, with a player like Haven, I mean, you don't really see him in these kind of deficits, so it seems like Sola really has his number right now. But with Waft on lock and on deck, and that Kaboom doing enough to seal the stock, it seems like that Waft might be can't be a last resort option, but it's probably going to be an option that we're going to see played out very soon if he wants to get this game back at even.
Yeah, not sure if that Kaboom shield poked or if Haven dropped their shield without realizing it, but nonetheless, though, that's a huge hitbox on that move, and it's devastatingly strong. So Sola going to take that one to the bank. But like you said, Gabe, yep, this is exactly the scenario where Haven was going to be forced to use Waft in a comeback scenario, and that was a great combo to finish it off to get themselves back in the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's really unfortunate with a character like Wario because, when you have to use your Waft so early, instead of using it for the last stock and saving it for that moment, I mean, it's kind of like saying, you know what, you don't have to fear me no more. So Sola had no fear whatsoever. He could have just ran up as he did when he had the Accelerato and just finished that final stock. I mean, you hate to see it on Haven's side of things, but Sola just really erupted this game one and showcased what his hero is made of and made this look fairly easy against Haven's Wario.
Yeah, like I said, the range that Hero has to play with is definitely something that you can't, sleep on. Wario obviously going to have to get in your wheelhouse as a boxing character, and having that, albeit slow, the range of Hero's normals is still something you can't scoff at. And of course, the menu spells are insane. So it looks like we might see the Corrin come out here from Haven. The Wario just wasn't getting the job done the way he wanted it to, so we'll see if the change makes a difference or not.
And his Corrin is definitely very solid, so we can be expecting some nice gameplay, and it's definitely a better change because Wario doesn't really have much range to work around. He did have the air momentum in his favor, but with a character like Corrin who has a lot more range, has disjoints, it has a pretty good combo game if you know what you're doing with the character, which Haven really does know what to do with this character. We could definitely be seeing a lot more even game. Oh, yeah, and you have a projectile on your side, too, so take full advantage of what you have, all the tools, because with a character like Hero, you kind of want to use them all.
Yeah, I think, having range to fight with range, it's definitely going to make things a little bit easier for Haven to play from a distance. And also, you have to account for, like you mentioned, the Dragon Fang shot is going to be so, important for Haven. And also the pin, adding some quick, some quick burst damage as well as an escape option if need be. So, so far, so good. The change is working out for Haven right now.
Yeah, definitely could have been a character swap that caught Sola off guard. Was expecting a little bit more Wario, but that Corrin, we've seen what it could do on the online side of things. And I did talk to Haven last week. He did say that he wanted to bring out the Corrin eventually. He didn't feel that it was ready yet. But with what we're seeing now in the offline side of things, definitely seems like it's working out. But that Kaboom, not going to let it work out for too long because that's going to seal this first stock. And now Sola stealing the lead in this game too.
Yeah, Kaboom, like I mentioned, still being a very devastating aerial that Hero has to play with. So good stuff there from Sola, but the side B kick gets the job done there for Haven. So even things up stock-wise. Yep.
And right now with the Psych Up on lock, once again, not going to get much out of it as the shield was enough to save Haven from getting any knockback taken. But the Sizzle will put him back off stage, and once again the Psych Up. Something we've been seeing a lot from Sola is that he's been having a lot of opportunities to get oomph, psych up, bounce, all of the best possible options that he has in his menu, and it's been working out in his favor. You see the tag being gift. It's definitely been a gift for him.
Yeah, and any sort of like stat advantage you can give yourself in these matchups is going to be huge. You see, Sola trying to, maybe utilize. I was going to say he was probably trying to utilize that. Forget everything I was about to say. That Kaboom is just so good, man.
Yeah, and definitely good awareness right there from Sola because not only do you have to like get to that part of the menu so you can press it, you also have to read it. So it's not like he's just pressing whatever. Oh no, SD.
Oh man, you hate to see that, especially at 0. So unfortunate stuff for Haven, SDing right there. But Sola gonna move on in straight sets in winners bracket. So
we're seeing it,
like I mentioned.
We're seeing a trend of SDs happening a lot right now.
Yeah, yeah. There's again, there's gonna be some rust shaking off that people are gonna have to deal with. I'm sure. Not everybody's gonna. It's gonna take everyone probably a few weeks to get back up to speed. For the most part, unfortunately there for Haven, gonna have to do some adjusting in the losers bracket. But good, like you mentioned, good on Sola for moving on.